Thanks for listening to the ArtTactic podcast. I'm your host, Adam Green. In this edition of Behind the Report, we take a deeper look into ArtTactic's Women Artists Report, October 2022. It's our inaugural report on women artists in the post-war and contemporary auction market. As much as the report sheds light on frequently reported gender inequalities in the art market, our findings also highlight encouraging signs that the market may be changing. Over the last 2 years, we've seen more women artists represented in global auctions, which has resulted in higher auction sales and more women artists featured in our top 100 artist rankings. In fact, this year, ultra-contemporary women artists, and we define that as under the age of 30, have accounted for more than 2/3 of auction sales for this age category, which could signal that change is generational. So let's dig into some of the numbers. Auction sales by post-war and contemporary female artists reached $443 million at Christie's, Sotheby's, and Phillips last year. That's up 40% from the previous peak in 2019. And with auction sales so far already in 2022 at $325 million, women artists are on track to match or even exceed 2021's total. The share of auction sales by female artists has reached its highest level so far in 2022, with 15.3% of total sales generated by women artists. That's up from 12.8% in 2021 and more than double the market share recorded in 2015, which came in at 7.1%. Although there's still a long way to go in terms of parity, these are positive signs that the auction market is changing. Now, we really see progress if we take a look at sales for younger artists. The data from auctions this year shows that almost 40% of auction sales for artists aged between 30 and 45 were accounted for by women. That's up from 32.5% last year and 19.8% in 2020. Meanwhile, for artists under 30 years old, 67.5% of auction sales this year were accounted for by women artists. This trend is also apparent when we take a look at the average price gap. The average auction price gap between men and women remains significant among artists born between 1930 and 1976, with average prices by men coming in more than double that of women of the same generation. However, for the younger generation of women artists between ages 30 and 45, women are on average commanding 45% higher average prices than male artists in the same age category so far in 2022. We will continue to monitor the data, and hopefully these trends continue in the right direction. In the meantime, I highly recommend you download this report, Women Artist Report, October 2022, to read all of our findings. You can do so now by visiting arttactic.com.